Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all an update to my Cardfight Vanguard Solrairon deck profile for post-Evenfall Onslaught. With set 12, we were actually given a couple cards for the Keter Sanctuary Solrairon deck, which is a deck that focuses on being able to call units from the top of your deck, depending on how many units you call out, and then gaining different card effects depending on which cards were called out, and having other cards on the field. We have more setup thanks to the new grade 1 and 2 we received in the booster set for the deck. And as I said, it's kind of an overlooked deck compared to some of the other support we've gotten, just being able to give Keter Sanctuary additional numbers for different decks to be able to build, not having to rely on just building cards like the Greya or Bastion for Keter Sanctuary. But let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the ride deck. Our grade 0 is Sage of Horoscopy, Shran. When wrote upon, if you went second, draw a card. The standard starter for the format. Our grade 1 is Sage of Elixir, Eleron. When this unit is wrote upon by Sage of Robust, Stogron, you declare either normal unit or triggered unit. Reveal the top card of your deck. If you revealed a card type you declared, you may put it into your hand. If you did not put a card into your hand, put that card revealed into the soul or on the top of your deck. At least giving you a setup to know what the top card of your deck is with your Eleron afterwards. So then you have your setup for your grade 2, which is Sage of Robust, Stogron. When this unit is wrote upon by Solrairon and its card name, you choose an Elixir of Sage Eleron from your soul and call that card and this card to rear guard. So you have the 2 grade 1 and 2 units in your soul to be able to call out to then go into thanks to your grade 3 Great Sage of Heavenly Law Solrairon. Along with the copy we are running in the ride deck, we are also running 3 additional copies of this card for the Persona Ride power as well. At the beginning of your battle phase, you can Soul Blast 1. You declare either normal unit or trigger unit. Reveal the top card of your deck. If you reveal the card type you declared, this unit gets the continuous Vanguard ability of all your units get plus 5,000 till end of turn. So it's the additional pressure that you can provide with this card on top of the Vanguard skill of when this unit attacks a Vanguard, you can counter blast 1. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose a card from among them, call it to rear or discard it, and put the rest on the top or bottom of the deck. So then you have more setup, knowing what the top cards of your deck were, to then call out into the field, depending on the card. If you have the additional card ability, thanks to Solrairon, you can also have them get the additional plus 5 power whenever you call out a unit, having enough power to at least be able to hopefully hit into some of your opponent's other cards as well. For the other grade 3s we run in the deck, also running 4 copies of Dependable Pierce Dragon. When it's placed on rear, if you have a Vanguard with Solrairon and its card name, choose up to 1 normal unit from your hand, reveal it, and if you revealed a card, draw a card, put that revealed card on the top of your deck. So this also gives you options to know what the top card of your deck is, thanks to having Solrairon's ability be a guaranteed for the Soul Blast 1. And on rear guard, once per turn, when a normal unit is revealed by the ability of your Vanguard with Solrairon and its card name, this unit gets rear guard ability when this unit attacks. You may have it get plus 5,000 till the end of that battle. If you do, put this unit in your soul at the end of that battle until the end of turn. So then more soul power for you to use with your Solrairon Soul Blast ability as well, on top of being able to just set up other normal units on the top of your deck and hopefully draw into better cards for you to use. For the new grade 2, I'm running 3 copies of Sagely Dragon, Wisdom Claw Dragon. If you wanted to bump this up to 4, you could always drop down the number of Dependable Pierce Dragon to 3 and put in a 4th copy of this card. When it's placed on rear from deck, it gets plus 5,000 till end of turn. So on top of Solrairon's own plus 5,000 power, this card will also get plus 5, making it 20,000 total. And when it's placed on rear guard, if you have a Vanguard with Solrairon and its card name, look at the top card of your deck and put it on the top or bottom of the deck. Then counter blast 1, reveal the top card of your deck, and if you do, you may call it to an open rear guard. If it is a unit card, if you do not call a card, put it into your soul. So then more setup, but also just being able to build up more rear guards, providing a potential boost for your Wisdom Claw Dragon if it's one of the cards that you call out onto the field thanks to Solrairon's card ability. And we're still running the 3 additional copies of Sage of Robust Stogron, just for its rear guard ability of when a normal unit is revealed by the ability of your Vanguard with Solrairon and its card name. This unit gets rear guard at the end of the battle. This unit attacked, retire it, and countercharge 1 until end of turn. So we do counterblast quite a lot with some of the cards we run in the deck, including the new Wisdom Claw Dragon. So having a backup option with Stogron to be able to countercharge and then also call the copy from the ride deck out onto the field as an additional countercharge option also clears up our rear guards for the call that we'll use with Solrairon also. And then I also run the 4 copies of Sacrosanct Dragon. When this unit is placed on rear by your card's ability, this unit gets plus 5,000 till end of turn. If it was placed from the deck, Soul Blast 1, draw a card, and this unit gets boost until end of turn. So depending on where you call this card out, it can also just be a good boost unit for another unit on the field, or if you potentially have the card to call out with your Wisdom Claw Dragon. If it is a Sacrosanct Dragon, it can at least boost the Wisdom Claw that you called out onto the field also. With the last of the grade 2s being 2 copies of Academic of Verification Pyrrhic. When the normal unit is revealed by the ability of your Vanguard with Solrairon, its card name, until end of turn, this unit gets boosts and plus 5,000 power. Once again, same premise as the other grade 2 we were running beforehand, as a boost option, having this one already on the field to begin with, if need be, knowing you'll be able to call out a card a good majority of the time with your Solrairon engine. For the grade 1s, I'm running 4 copies of Divine Sister D'Aqua. On rearguard, once per turn, when your other unit is placed by your card's ability, counter plus 1, draw a card. If it was placed by the ability of your Vanguard with Solrairon and its card name, that place unit gets plus 5,000 power to end turn. So another card that will use up our counterblast, but also just provide us draw power, which we can definitely make use of in the deck, needing a good amount of it to at least keep a hand consistency, since we'll be investing a good amount of the cards we run in the deck to call cards out onto the field to begin with. And the last of the grade 1s, aside from the Sentinels, being 2 copies of the new Yellow Jeweled Beast Topaz, having the option to put cards back into the ride deck to then either get the ability of looking at the top 5 cards of your deck, choosing a unit card with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard, calling it to rear, and shuffle your deck, and if it is not your main phase, rest that called unit, but still getting the additional abilities of our cards, and also having a guard plus 15,000 power for the other option to put 2 cards back into the ride deck. At majority, you'll have 2 times to use this, having a grade 0 and a grade 1, and then a grade 2 and a grade 3 being all the cards that make up the ride deck to begin with. And then lastly, the 4 copies of Palladium Zeal Dragon for the Sentinel of choice. Not running Elementaria Sanctitude, just so we have less of an option to potentially reveal it for the Blitz Order, because I am just running the 1 Gradius Gradel as the 1 card to risk going for the reveal, but still the Persona Ride power is my justification for running this card. If you didn't want to run any orders in the deck, you can always have Gradius Gradel be the card you take out for the 4th copy of Wisdom Claw Dragon, leaving your Sacrosanct Dragons at 4 and also your grade 3 Dependable Pierce Dragons at 4 also. For the trigger lineup, I'm running 7 criticals, so 4 copies of Blade Feather Dragon and 3 copies of White Fang Witch Disma. Just more pressure with the Vanguard attack, with the other trigger being the 4 copies of Bard of Heavenly Song Alpac on top of the plus 5,000 that Solrairon provides. Also an additional 10k to the front row is just more for your opponent to have to guard against, with our heals being 2 copies of Palpitation Angel, 1 copy of Tear Sorceress, and the 1 Invigorate Sage, with our overtrigger being the Light Dragon Deity of Amartanoa. I thought of running the option for the blue overtrigger for callback power or add to the deck. If you wanted to run that, you can always just take out Amartanoa for that Cray Elemental spot. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Once again, very happy with the new support we got for the Solrairon deck. A deck that I would say is overlooked, but with the new support, definitely a lot more playable and one to consider if you're looking to build Keter Sanctuary. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.